5 years ago is when I first started making beats, and today I'd like to think that I sort of found my sound. But let's take it back a few years. So I started off on FL Studio, and it was a good time. I actually got it from a school friend who got it for Christmas but never ended up using it. So I was pretty delighted to get my hands on that. And when you start out, you don't really have the facilities, the sounds. So naturally, I gravitated to splice.com. You got access to all these little sounds, and it was alright, but it just wasn't doing it for me, because everyone had access to the same sounds. That kind of sucked. So one day I was scrolling YouTube, then I came across a Jordan Rakei YouTube video, a 2-hour long video where he took an Anderson .Paak drum break and then chopped it up. I was like, whoa. So for me at the time, I had no idea you could do this. So he just took a drum loop and then chopped it up in the workstation so he could play it as MIDI. So for me, this was absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I think creatively it was definitely an upgrade, because you kind of get to get in your own feel when you play it out as MIDI. Alright, so I think I actually found a video when I started utilizing this Jordan Rakei technique. So I wanted to show you how happy I was to do this thing. This was back in the Instagram days, but here it is. But at some point I was still chasing that drum sound, so I started buying some drum parts piece by piece. Yeah, so like in the videos I showed, obviously that wasn't like a snare I was using. This is like darbuka, it's called. It's like a Turkish traditional instrument they play. And yeah, I guess I was just making use of the things I had at the time, getting a drumstick and just kind of acting it out, just for getting a feel of it before the real thing came later, you know what I'm saying? So as you saw in those little videos, I was just kind of making the most of what I had. So, just starting off with a hi-hat to get those hi-hat sounds. I was happy as F. So then one day, I decided, let's keep it going. I went on eBay and got myself 30 euro snare. That is a brand spanking deal. I'll take that. Sorry for that, for those barks. This is a little noisy neighbor in my house. So then at end of the year 2022, I was still posting reels, Instagram, TikTok, and then one of the videos took off where I was using this drone, So this video was actually on TikTok, and yeah, just wanted to point that out since I played the Instagram video. So when it did happen, I was pretty happy to reach so many people that liked, because I liked sharing music, seeing the engagement was good, and then people were really interested in the drum sound. So this is when I opened up my sample pack website. I was always kind of art oriented, not so much on the business, but when people demanded it, I just did it. As a beat maker, the drums are one of the most important things in the production, and for me, the J Dilla groove, J Dilla swing, and absolutely Yussef Dayes. brother is cracked. I take a lot of inspiration from this guy. So to kind of achieve, recreate that sound, I kind of, experiment a little bit. But the key was to absolutely yank and crank in that batter head and the resonant head of the snare. And then it's like putting some dampening material on top. So it's absolutely tight, brand spanking tight sound. So, today in 2025, I've got the ability to have these drums, collected over the years. It didn't happen overnight. And, experimented with different mic placements and stuff, kind of failing a lot along the way. But, that's what it's all about. So, like, when I was getting these drums piece by piece, when I got only the snare or only the hi-hat, I don't know the exact order in which came first. I was sort of, I had to record everything just like individually. And I used the SM57 for that. And then, I would kind of mix it up with maybe some splice like a kick, because I didn't have it yet. And then I'd kind of have to line it up later in the workstation. So it was still not like a fully natural way of bringing the idea, like fully giving with the feel. I wasn't recording with the feel. I had my own sound, but I still wasn't able to capture the full feel because the full kit wasn't there yet. So you see, the beautiful thing is when I got the chance to finally have a full kit, mic'd up, kick, snare, room mics, I can basically capture the essence, the emotion, the feel, how I want it. I don't need a metronome, basically manifesting that J Dilla vibe. It's recording, and then I just go. It became kind of my routine, after work. I work 8 hours, and then after work I come home. Some days you may be a little more tired than others. And then since my new approach was to really lock in, just record pure, obviously, performance is gonna vary from day to day. So this did leave me frustrated some days, when I just couldn't get the takedown, even if it was like 10 seconds, I was always kind of learning drums along the way, never had like any lessons or anything. So recently I changed my approach a little. I'd like to show that to you guys. I'd like to share that. So now that I do have access to only my own sounds, and just like I mentioned in this clip, I sort of went back to that Jordan Rakai revolutionary thingy I discovered, and I started chopping up my own takes. And I think this is great because you can kind of push yourself further. Whatever you hear in your mind, you can kind of play it out on the keyboard, maybe even a bit faster. So you're not so limited, and I still kept my own sounds. So this was, that's where I'm at this moment. So this is one of many long form type of videos. If there's any new watchers here, if you made it to this part of the video, thanks so much, man. And check out the sample packs. There's also some free ones. I'm looking forward to posting more of this type of content, but still the short music stuff. Hell yeah. I'm definitely looking to engage more with the viewers, sharing as much personal stuff, maybe starting educational stuff, you know, pushing the sample packs. The point is to kind of grow a bit faster on YouTube, and that's what's up. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.